Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a hearty beef stew recipe that's full of rich flavor and it's just a classic comfort food meal. And as always, I've written the blog post which I'll leave down below, which has the recipe, step-by-step instructions and everything you need to make this easy recipe, so click through for that. And be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more videos, comment too, let me know if you want me to share more comfort food meals with you. So let me chat you through the ingredients and then show you how to make it. So I've got stewing beef over here. I've got two 600-gram packs of stewing beef. Use as much or as little as you want, just depends on how many people you're feeding. I've got myself, my husband and our two teenage boys who love their meat, so there'll be more than enough here and some for leftovers too, so that is what I'm using. I try and pick some, this pack's got a little bit more fatty in it. I try and pick some good fatty bits for the extra flavor and goodness. As far as vegetables go, you can add really whatever you usually like to include in your stews. I've got, for me, always have onion and garlic. I always include onion and garlic in my stews. You might like to also add in carrots, and at the moment I've got some leeks in my fridge, so I'm going to add those too, but I don't always add leeks, just depends on what I've got. For seasoning, you might want to add salt, pepper, whatever seasoning you like. I have got paprika over here. I just love adding paprika to my stew. It just adds, again, so much flavor, a bit of smokiness, and just so good. So that is my choice of seasoning. Some of these choices you might not like to make. You might prefer to have other ingredients. That is up to you. As well as my sauce. My sauce is a little bit different. You might, again, like to have stock, wine. You might want to put some chopped tomatoes in. For me, I simply go for, I've got this gluten-free soy sauce, tamari, so I use a tablespoon of tamari, and this is just regular tomato sauce. It's the labels come off, it's just organic tomato sauce, and I'm going to use 4 tablespoons of tomato sauce, and I find that combination of 4 tablespoons tomato sauce, a tablespoon of soy sauce makes a rich, flavorful, tomatoey sauce without being too overly tomatoey. And I'm going to cook all of that for about an hour, as you'll see, and then we're going to add in potatoes and broccoli. I've got some beautiful Irish potatoes here. I'm going to peel and chop them up, and broccoli as well. I always like a bit of green to balance out all the richness in stews, so I'll add a bit of chopped broccoli too. But as I said, you might prefer to add in carrots, you might want cauliflower instead of broccoli, you might want to add mushrooms into your stew. One of my kids does not like mushrooms, so they do not find their way into our meals. I love mushrooms, so it's up to you. I'll write all the ideas in the blog post down below, so be sure to click through for that. So I'm going to get started by melting a bit of coconut oil. You could use olive oil if you want to instead, in a large pot on the stovetop over medium to high heat. And while it's heating, we're going to get our meat opened up and seasoned and chop up our vegetables. So I've got the stove heating up with the pot and a bit of coconut oil melting, and I've chopped up my onion. There's garlic in the middle there, and leek too. I don't have the best knife skills. I just do the best I can. It's all going to cook away and add all that lovely flavor to the stew. And I've opened up my packages of stewing meat. I've got loads of paprika on and salt as well. And as soon as the stove is hot, we're going to add the chopped meat in to start it browning. So just cook the beef and keep turning so that it gets browned all over. You can add a bit more seasoning if you want, and then once it's almost fully browned, add in the onion, garlic and optional leek too. Once everything's nice and browned, it's time to add the sauce. Add in a tablespoon of soy sauce and 4 tablespoons of tomato sauce. And as I said earlier, that is my sauce of choice. You can add on stock, wine, chopped tomatoes, really anything you usually like to enjoy in a stew, you can add that in now. Give that a good stir through to get it fully combined. And then pour water over to cover, make sure all of that meat is submerged under the liquid. Just give everything a final stir through, make sure everything's combined, and then bring it up to the boil. And once it's nice and bubbling, reduce it down to a simmer and then simmer it for an hour. And I'll show you next, after an hour, adding in the rest of the ingredients. My hearty beef stew has been simmering away gently for an hour. I'm now going to chop up the potatoes and broccoli to add in. Starting with the broccoli, I've got that all chopped up and we'll add that into the stew and give it a stir through, and then we'll chop up the potatoes. So I tend to peel, chop potatoes and just keep adding until there is enough in the pot to my liking, and then just bring it back up to a boil, reduce to a simmer, and cook it for a final 1 hour or until the meat is tender and all those vegetables are cooked through. The beef stew has been gently simmering away for a further hour and everything is cooked to my liking, so I'm going to take it off the heat and serve it up now. You can see we've got some lovely broccoli there. That meat is so tender, you just pop a fork in and it falls apart, and the potatoes are cooked and soft there too. And there you go, I've served myself out a portion of the beautiful hearty stew that is nice and warming. So that is the video for today for how to make my hearty beef stew with potato and broccoli. Such an incredible one-pot meal that the family just absolutely adores, and it's budget friendly too. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more videos, comment too, let me know if you give this a try and what you think of it, and remember to check down below for the link to the blog post that has the full recipe, step-by-step instructions and everything you need to make this lovely hearty stew. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.